Hello, everyone. This is Dan Gramza, and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Monday, Memorial Day. And that's the 25th of May. And for those of you not familiar with that holiday, it's a day that the United States sets aside to remember those who have given their lives in the service to our country. And when it comes to this market, you may be wondering, why am I talking about that day when most markets are closed? Well, futures open 5 o'clock Chicago time Sunday night. These markets will close Monday at noon Chicago time. So there will be a session, and there could be volatility based on all the geopolitical things that are going on that could happen over the weekend. Now, if you haven't seen these before, these charts, it's a daily chart, and we're looking at red line means sell, green line means buy, dash line means it's something that happened earlier in the week. Now, if you want to see how these lines were moved, you can go to dangramza.com and you can see over the past week or month or actually last 10 years how these red and green lines change. But they're there just to give you a reference. So the dollar difference from that sell level down to this buy level, for example, is $4,000 a contract. Well, and what do we look for? I look for an inside day on Monday, and the Nasdaq market, very similar structure that we just saw in the S&P, a dollar difference sell to buy level to provide you that is $8,260 a contract. Again, I'm looking for a sideways move. This also has the potential of putting in a double top, which means that could be a longer term high. But check out the Dow. The Dow is positive. It's giving that more confident close. I look for an inside day on Monday. The dollar differences here between those buy and sell levels in that market is $8,260 a contract and $2,340 a contract. Let's move on though and take a look. Yeah, there we go. Take a look at the Russell. Now, this is small to mid cap stocks. Look at that close, relatively confident. I like this movement. If people are willing to hold on to it going into this holiday weekend, and I'm looking for, again, a sideways move. That sell down to that buy level in that market is 8 $2,900 a contract. Let's move on and take a look at these currencies. The euro breaking lower. The difference, the sell to buy level in that market, again, just to give you a reference, is $1,475 a contract. I'm looking for a sideways move here. It's a market where they're buying the break, but so far there hasn't been any follow through. In the Swissy, dollar difference sell to buy level is $1,162.50 a contract, and it's a market that wants to go higher, but I'm not so sure that there's paper behind it, that there's order flow behind it. Mr. Yen's sell to buy level is $487.50. It's also slowing down. Buyers are coming in, but so far, no follow through. The Aussie dollar difference sell to buy level there, $630 a contract. It's also bouncy. It's what I call consistency of behavior. But so far, even though it firms up, we're not seeing that follow through. So what we're seeing is that the US dollar remains strong. And in the British pound, that kind of held its own, but it's a neutral type environment. I do look for a sideways move in that market. Dollar difference sell to buy, $125 a contract. Check out the Canadian dollar. It is orderly. And could we move lower? Absolutely. But be careful here. If you're on the short side, we're approaching levels that we've seen buyers before. So the coming week could be very interesting. Bitcoin sell to buy level in that market is $16,900 a contract. And I don't look for big follow through, although this is a clean close. It is at a level we found buyers, so be careful on the short side for that market. 10-year notes dollar difference sell to buy level. Just to give you an idea there, that's $1,750 a contract. Sideways move is what we're looking for. Same thing in bonds, dollar difference here. That sell to buy level is $2,812.50. And a sideways move is what we're looking for. So that means that yields would firm up a bit on Monday. Gold, sideways move also. They're buying the break. It wants to go higher. Watch that yield on the 10-year notes. That's a clue about what's happening here. If the yields go up, this typically goes down. $15,800 is the dollar difference there in that market. And when we look at silver, it's also slowing down. It wants to go higher, but there's just no support for it. And look at this one, copper. It is a market that's firming up fundamentally. I do look for further movement to the upside, but so far, those buyers just haven't shown up. The sell to buy level in that market's $5,750 a contract. Well, how about crude oil? We hear so much about it. And even going into this holiday weekend, there's a lot of uncertainty, but yet crude oil cooled off a bit. It's a neutral setting. It's a market waiting for some guidance to do something. The dollar difference here is 5,000. No, it's not. It is $700 a contract between those two dash lines. Now check out Nat Gas. Look how much weaker it is. It's still cheap, really, but I still think it has that possibility of moving up fundamentally. Right now, nothing telling us to be a buyer. Dollar difference buy to sell level is $700 a contract. And when we look at beans, they want to go higher. I think fundamentally, I do look for higher prices, but right now, buyers are not showing up in this market. A dollar difference here is $250 a contract there and $1,000 buy to sell level here in that market. Corn also slowing down. And I think fundamentals could shift on this one where we could look for some movement to the upside. Dollar difference sell to buy level is $300 a contract. What about wheat? Well, wheat globally, we have kind of a mixed picture of what's going on in this market. Dollar difference sell to buy level is $350 a contract. The sell down to the lower buy level, sorry, here is $1,300 a contract. So what do we look for? Sideways move in that market. Well, those are my thoughts for today. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Look forward to being with you again. And as always, take care.